ToyTractorTimes.com is here in Dyersville, Iowa at the 2015 National Farm Toy Show with Ryan Gaffney. Congratulations, he placed second this year in the big display contest and earned the golden trophy with the show tractor, the 4786, and it's looking pretty sharp on top of that trophy.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll take a look at your display and all the nice details that you put into it. And so what can you tell us about it?
It's set in the late spring. The farm has actually just got done with their annual production sale with their bulls and a few heifers. Right now the cows with calves are still just got kicked out to pasture, and they still have it hot wired off to where they can only go in part of it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the pasture, which I really like the hill and the terrain, and you can see you've got the windmill. But one thing I noticed here, you had the pond with some lily pads and grasses, but there was also looks like, is that a water trough coming out there? Is that fed from the pond, or is that?
Yeah, and it's a ground source heat for in the winter.
How did you do the fencing?
What looks like barbed wire is actually just brown thread, and the T-posts are actual T-posts by Tractor Fab.
That looks like a lot of work to keep that all strung out.
Oh yeah.
We come up here to the feeding area, and so you cut up tractor tires, or?
Yep, the tractor tires are just what they use to feed in, just to kind of contain it all.
And what I like is you can see that even though I guess you probably use a TMR, but you've got the tracks coming through the dirt, and you can see where they stop to fill each one.
And then here we kind of have where the bulls and the heifers all wound up after the sale. The 2-year-old bulls and the 18-month-old bulls wound up over in the far pen, and they're sorting bulls off to getting ready to load. And then the big pen here is actually just the replacement heifers that the ranch is keeping for themselves.
I like how you have the mud and the manure piled up around the bale rings. And then it looks like you got some feeders here.
Yep, just some self feeders for the heifers, so you don't have to worry about keeping them fed.
Now, do they move those every day, or does something come and fill them up through the laneway here?
Pretty much about once a week or a little longer, they come through and fill them. And then the pen here is actually some spring cows that haven't calved yet, in which the one calved before they get her caught to get her inside.
Now, where do you get all the cows? Because you can see there's different sizes, and
the older cows and big bulls came from Aspen Modeling, and then the smaller ones we bought off of eBay actually. But
it looks like you got some of the fence equipment here, postal digger and pounder and bale wagon. What model tractor is here on the night spreader?
Just a 7810.
And we got some pens in here with a New Holland skid steer. So this is where they come through, and you do medication in here, or what?
Yeah, and then they actually washed them before the sale, so you can see the blowers that they used to blow the water out of them.
And then here's my favorite part of any farm, is where all the equipment's tucked away. So it looks like you got is it a 1086 on the baler?
1086.
Steerable front axle.
Yep.
A nice Massey 175 with the
Yeah, it
mixer mill.
is.
Now, what's the story on that? Because that's definitely not a model you see on everybody's display.
Actually, Chris Steve made that for me. Justin said he sent him a picture of them. He built a few of them, and he showed it to me. And I was like, boy, that'd be awful nice to have.
It sure is. Some of the other, it looks like maybe a 2-scale fab bale wrapper.
Yep. And then Justin actually made the disc bind, or the mower conditioner there. Put the brass rear end on it. The front end's actually off of a self-propelled mower. So
that's good. Vermeer, I guess a round bale processor.
Yep.
And now, what model here is on the loader? And that looks nice. That looks sharp.
4450 with the custom grapple and bucket on it.
That's a very nice tractor. And like again, I like all the tire marks where they gone in and out, and Bobcat with a bale spear, and you also got the grapple bucket over here. And then it looks like a 1206 coming through.
Yep. with the feed wagon. This is the pens where the heifers and the bulls were at before the sale.
That was at an early Archway feed wagon. That's nice. And then this must be the sale area down here.
Yeah, this is still has an alley set up from the way they had the pens ran. And then down here is kind of where they sorted at to get them into the sale order.
Then we've got the office, see, computer and everything, counter. What's that hanging up on the wall there?
It's actually their banners from when they
Okay.
go to cattle shows from
Nice.
what they've won.
Then we got the whole arena.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll take a look at the front side of the barn. Now, what does this big silage grapple go on?
It goes on my T7030.
Just check into it or whatever.
We got silos, a Gale silage blower, and I guess is that a feed area inside, or will they load
That's
up?
where all of this stuff comes in and dumps into the feed wagon. We build it big enough to where if we have to get a bigger feed wagon, a little one that's still tall enough.
There's the New Holland you were talking about. It's a T7030.
Yep,
It's a,
with a custom loader on it made by Brian Work.
then I like your power line, so you got everything kind of got the stabilizer and the poles and.
Don't have their name, but they own like Anago Machinery, Thor.
Now, is this a custom Massey Ferguson? Or
Nope, that is actually just the spec cast.
That's not that.
shows you how good a job Spec
Yeah, no
Cast does. And then
Like a nephew or.
turbo till.
Right, Swiderski Power,
That's that TNT Tom's turbo
Yep.
till.
built by association.
Looks like it's finished up with a field and worked everything over.
Yeah, but whatever. But
And then what I like here in the shop is you got the self-propelled chopper, 6910.
And then another 4450 on the Bailey.
he told me what happened, the guy who had the thing, he died of cancer.
Looks like you got a gator and four-wheeler.
And then that pin was where they're keeping the herd bulls for the to show off to the customers.
What do you have for a price on it?
I like you got the cattle guard there. So I guess the big question is, are there any good fish in that pond?
Well, it doesn't really look like it.
What's the cow doing, Daddy?
You got a pack?
Huh?
That's a great windmill, and you got the water pump down there.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for bringing this great display, and congratulations on a well-deserved placing here at the show. And look forward to seeing what you might come up with in the future.
Thank you.